Today we have in our studios a very special person. He's the CEO and the founder, the chairman of Christ for Youth International, an organization that our man of the hour, Kofi, is a part of. And I mean, it's a joy to have him. CYI is a youth ministry that is dedicated to seeing young people grow spiritually and just all around. Pastor, it's a pleasure to have you in our studios today.
Thank you, Love.
Thank you
I'm
so
glad
much.
to be here.
So just going to have a simple conversation today. So I just wanted to know, like, just give us a little insight into, like, your role as a youth pastor. What does that look like for you? Like, spearheading or being shepherd over, like, young people. What has that been like for you so far?
Well, I think you used the right word. That's the role of a youth pastor is just to shepherd people. To shepherd young people. And you know that the season of youth is quite it's a season of wild people wanting to discover themselves, you know, trying to know more about what this life and everything is all about. It's simply to describe it, it's a season of adventure. And it's a good time to have somebody in your life, a shepherd, you know, and do the kind of work that I do in CY, and it's quite exciting. I wouldn't say it easy, but it's quite exciting. That's what adventure it's all about, yeah.
So I mean, you've had an opportunity to like engage or talk to like a number of youth. Like, I mean, it's been 15 years in the ministry, so I mean, we've met hundreds, if not thousands of youth out there, and I'm just wondering, what would you say, or what would you describe, like, if you want to say a youth that is surrendered to God? What does that look like, and how crucial is it for young people? Like, I want you to like talk to young people out there. Like, how crucial is it for us to use this time where we are young and exuberant to serve God instead of waiting till our old age?
Right.
So first, what does that look like to be surrounded, and why is it important for us to be young people?
Well, to be surrounded, first of all, obviously, especially if you're talking about surrendering to God, it starts with the relationship with Jesus. Because Jesus, as the Son of God, came at a point in time to show us what it looks like to show us what God looks like and what it looks like to have a relationship with God. And Jesus, as the Son of God, came to exemplify being surrendered to the Father. Jesus charged to all those that will follow him. He always says that first you got to die to yourself. The call to follow Jesus, or the call to surrendering, is dying to yourself, meaning dying to your own idea of what your life is all about or life could be. To follow Jesus, to surrender, is to lose sight of yourself. Because the only way God can make anything of you is for you to lose sight of yourself. You see, you can't be making of yourself and wanting God to make you. Somebody got to be in charge. And so surrendering starts with giving your life to Jesus, because also Jesus, because he has surrendered to his Father before, Jesus carries the means of the grace to teach and to lead any man onto surrendering. So you first start with Jesus, being in a relationship with him. Number two, why is it necessary? I've already, in one form, and when I began, already said that. The reason why we need to surrender is because you cannot become much if you are not willing to lose yourself. Bible even tells us that, look, until the grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, there cannot be a new life. There cannot be a new grace. There cannot be something awesome coming out of it. It first must die, then life will come out of it. And so surrendering is important if we are going to become all that God has called us to become. It doesn't matter the idea you have of yourself. Trust me, your idea of yourself cannot be compared to God's purpose for you. And that is found in a surrendered life, one who has given their life to Jesus and following him.
So my question is, why now? Like, for young people, why is it crucial for us to do that now? Why shouldn't we wait till we are old?
No.
Why is it
it's easier now, actually. Even though it looks like sometimes it looks
it's
as if
more difficult.
It's more difficult. No, it's easier now because you haven't done the wrong things, you haven't formed the wrong habit. And so far, these are the starting points of serious habits that can determine what your 40 years or latter part of your years will look like. And so I believe that when you start now, then you set on the right path early enough. You set on the right path early enough so that you can then see, because you know that our lives are in seasons and in times.
Yeah.
There's always the season of planting, and there's a season of harvesting. And whatsoever a man plants is what he's going to reap. So if you use your youthful years to sow wrong seeds, automatically the harvest that will be waiting for you will be plenty. So I think in the season when we are young, we need shepherding. We need to surrender right now. We need to start building the right habits of letting God lead our lives, trusting the wisdom and the counsel of God when we are young, so that at the latter part of our years, we will reap the harvest of making good choices. You know, yeah.
Sinners into saints. Darkness ought to flee from our sight as we unleash your light. It's not about me anyway. That my King be praised, oh yeah. Consume all my pride and launch me deep. I don't wanna stay the same. Working me for your name. Christ I always live for. I'll show him for.
Thank you so much, Pastor Red. All right, so let's talk about the man of the hour,
Right.
Kofi Nkrumah. I mean, anyone who has heard him speak hears him speak highly of CYI.
Right.
They hear him speak highly of you. He calls you his father, his shepherd, his mentor. I mean, most of even his music, he highly accredits it. I mean, through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, but to your messages and things that he has heard sitting at your feet and hearing from you. So now I'm just wondering, like, seeing his journey so far, because like the music he has put out since the time that you knew him to now, how would you say you have seen Kofi grow? What has that journey looked like since you met him?
Kofi is a wonderful person.
Yes.
It's a wonderful person from the first day we met. And I think the early part of his ministry, when I got to know the music, My Yoke.
Yeah.
My Yoke, and then the other one. I mean, from day one, I just fell in love with him. And I've seen him as an individual who, not perfect, but following.
Right.
If there's one thing that can mark Kofi, is following. It has never been difficult to lead Kofi. I've seen him follow, learn to follow and yield and surrender more each day. In his choices, in his relationship, in every aspect of his life. And because of that, I've watched God raise him up. I've seen the Holy Spirit groom him to be an exemplary gentleman, husband, a leader. In various fields, you can trust what God is doing through his life because he is surrendered. He surrendered to a higher grace, wisdom. I mean, he surrendered to something that is bigger than himself. And that is why you can see God is pulling him into that big space, that large place, that's awesome work that God is doing because he surrendered. So he's taking one step at a time, one day at a time, a week at a time, just trusting in Jesus. And it's been amazing watch Kofi grow from where I met him.
It's true, knowing him, there's nothing that you said that is like, it's an amazing. We really thank God for that.
Loyalty, my love. I'll live to treat you right. Your royalty, my love. I'll live to treat you right. Lord, lead me to love her.
Okay, so our final question for today, what are your expectations for Love Letter 2? I mean, we've seen part 1, we've heard the amazing songs, and I feel like Kofi is treading a different path. Still God-centered. Kofi has always been a man of purpose, so the message is still the same.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this album, we're expecting to see him toe the line of like speaking about love in a romantic sense.
Married,
Yes.
so you have to understand.
Yes, as a husband to a wife, you know, like, but still God-centered. But like, what are your expectations seeing Kofi delve into those aspects of like our walk? Because it's still our walk with Christ, but it's just a different aspect. So what are your expectations?
For me, over time, I've learned that the greatest work, someone said the greatest the objective of our faith is love. Yeah. I mean, all the work of God in and through our lives is that we will learn to love like God. That's all. And so when you see somebody moving towards love, then they're getting it. Yeah. They're getting the idea of what this is all about. Okay. The kindness, the patience, the loyalty, the sense of loyalty to, and the commitment to be there for somebody and to love somebody and to take the interest of somebody above your own. Mm-hmm. That is what the Christian walk is all about. Mm-hmm. It's love. So for me, I'm just excited seeing how God, having led Kofi all this while and leading him to these inspirations, these songs, this creativity. I know that great things are going to come out of this album. I'm looking forward to the full thing. And I know that I'm going to enjoy. I've enjoyed Kofi's music from day one till now. I'm one of his favorite fans. Yes, I just love, and I know that this one is going to be awesome.
Christian weddings and things. It's like now we get to have music that we can like. We can speak about love.
That's it.
And know that we are speaking from a good, like
from a good place, yes. God place. And who better to even talk about love other than those who are full of the Holy Spirit, those who are full of love. I mean, the Bible said God is love, and if God is inside of us, then we better speak and sing and talk about love more than those who are out there. Because those who are out there are just copying. True love is from our Father. He is love. So I know that this album is going to be awesome.
Any last words to our viewers out there, especially the young ones?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to tell them?
Right. My encouragement to you, if you're young, is to trust Jesus. As a matter of fact, you have never started living until you have let go of your life into the hands of God. And what I see about with the life of Kofi and what God is doing, it's a sign that truly God is alive. That God can take any man who will not struggle, but yield to Him. God will make something out of your life. It starts with yielding to Jesus. Give your life to Jesus. And I know that He will make something awesome out of your life. Love you. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Pastor. It's been a joy having you. All right, so thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Love, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.